cutting across to our reporters and our guests. I want to go across to Ankit Tyagi, who's joining us from Gaya. Ankit is reporting from a bellwether seat. Ankit, also, you know, we're going to also bring in Manisha Priyam in this conversation, our political analyst. She was very keen to know, Ankit, Gaya, pretty much the base of a lot of migrant laborers. They've gone back. Is there anger? You're reporting in times of acute economic distress, which you've picked up in many of your reports that you filed over the course of the last 10 days.
That's right. And, you know, in this area, because this is also just move outside the Gaya town and there will be many constituencies where there is, as Manisha was pointing out, acute poverty. People from here, in fact, those who have been working outside, labor distress and farm distress is also a big factor. Farmers, those who were in a couple of years, 2 years back, faced, in fact, drought kind of a situation in many places in Bihar, including in the outskirts of Gaya. There was also damage done because of the rains this time, and because of that there is massive anger as well. You know, one of the analysts, Preeti, earlier was making a point about you know, this that in the end possibly nothing is going to change. I think this election is slightly different. Nobody is suggesting that the caste dynamics are completely going to break apart and there is going to be a new dimension that you will see, but I can tell you for sure the over reliance on just the maths, that this caste comes here, 2 blocks come together and they will ensure victory. Possibly this time it is not going to be as simple, because as you pointed out, this is an election of acute economic distress. People have faced a lot of hardships after the lockdown as well, and the way the laborers were treated, that is a factor that people are talking about. In Gaya town, which is a BJP bastion, 7-time MLA is from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Dr. Prem Kumar, who is also the agriculture minister of Bihar. I just spoke to him and he was also, he admitted the fact that there is anti-incumbency, but he said we will be able to overcome that. The fact is, Preeti, that there are there is a new constituency of young aspirational Biharis, those who are this time only talking about agendas. They are not talking about, and they are not even considering the fact that if my father is ex-caste, ex-community and he votes for an ex-party, that may not hold for a lot of young voters when they go out and vote. And that possibly is going to be the most important factor, I believe, in this election. Both these sides don't, like for the RJD, they don't need a massive chunk away from the traditional BJP NDA voters, even if small amount of voters are coming out. And, you know, because of the COVID, if the voting percentage, especially in the cities, remains low, it's game on between both these Gathbandhans.
You're right there, Ankit, but for game on also, the RJD would need to go beyond its vote base. Will it go beyond its vote base is that big question. And let me quickly bring in Manisha Priyam, because she wanted to know about Gaya constituency. Manisha Priyam, you know, usually it's seen caste cuts religion. What cuts caste when it comes down to voting? Could it be economic distress this time around?
So this area has been an area of taking up issue-based politics. Remember, the Bodh Gaya land Andolan was held here, JP found his ground here, Vinoba Bhave, all the caste armies. It was only during the phase of Lalu Yadav when the Agda Pichda battle happened and Lalu Yadav was able to decimate the politics of the left that you saw a caste-based polarization. But you also saw Nitish's issue-based governance. So that means that the agenda is issue-based. I have been around to Jahanabad, especially a part of the old Gaya district in the last elections, and I could see that the area that had elected Narendra Modi in 2014 was rejecting Narendra Modi's BJP in 2015 on issue-based promises such as 15 lakhs not having come from Swiss banks to their own accounts. And that election saw a Nitish Kumar along with an RJD win, but that win was agenda-based. Yes, there is a layering of caste, but unless the agenda is strong, you don't see caste just blindfolding themselves and saying, oh, I belong to this caste, so I will vote this way. So there is an overlay, whether there is an offering of agenda and whether the caste alliances can become the social force that backs the agenda. Remember, these could be very poor people, but these are people who put their hearts and minds into an agenda. Now, the only change that I see is that where in the 90s, I would see only land struggle based agendas and anti-Dalit agendas. A Lakshmanpur Bathe massacre, for example, became the relaunching of Indira Gandhi. So it was a rights-based agenda. Now what I see is that the youth have rallied around to asking for not just Bijli Sadak Pani, which is the basic, but something more ahead. Now this generation has been to schools that were put together by Nitish Kumar. They are asking for more. Now we have to see whether that becomes a turning point in these elections or not. Now remember, when you said that the RJD needs to do this, plus whether it can expand to more or not, that expansion will happen if there is a governance-based agenda that is Bijli Sadak Pani plus. If that can happen, then you would see the change coming back, plus distress of labor, whether that's been articulated at the ground, that would provide the plus momentum. Otherwise, it can't just be a negative vote saying, oh, Nitish didn't do this, let's cast a negative vote.
All right, but you know, Ms. Priyam, also a lot of that would be politicking in terms of, and that should have happened before, in terms of how many seats would be given to each party where the Mahagathbandhan was concerned. And as I walk up to my election intelligence dashboard, I want to bring in Javed Ansari. He wanted to come in. And Javed, that's the question, because yes, it has to be issue-based, agenda-based to cut, say, the caste dynamics, caste metrics, but there also has to be basic politicking and arithmetic behind it. Do you think the Mahagathbandhan did not do well by giving the number of seats it gave to Congress? Maybe the RJD should have kept 20 more.
Yes, when this election began, the RJD was under pressure. Even the RJD did not estimate, or the RJD underestimated the kind of anger there was against Mr. Nitish Kumar. Under pressure, they had to yield an X number of seats to the Congress, which in the normal circumstances would have fought at least 20 less. But having said that, this election, from whatever we've seen and heard so far, is there's a departure from the old paradigm of caste and religion. Now, this is turning out to be in many ways a Rozgar election, where bread butter issues of unemployment are taking precedence, are taking priority over the old caste and tabular arithmetic. So therefore, just to look at it from the prism, the point that Ankit was making, just to look at it from the old prism of caste arithmetic, perhaps will not be an accurate assessment. What we are witnessing is the first indications available of at least the youth cutting across caste lines and voting for, at least in the hope of a better future. Ironically, it was Nitish Kumar who heralded hope, who was the symbol of hope, who was a symbol of change 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Today, Nitish Kumar is being challenged by none other than Tejaswi Yadav, and Nitish has nothing to fall back upon except 15 years of Lalu Raj. He doesn't realize that's distant memory, also on account of the fact that Lalu is no more in the forefront. Lalu is in jail, and this campaign is being led by a younger Yadav in the form of Tejaswi, and he's promised hope for the future. He's promised 10 lakh jobs. Whether he can deliver it or not is another question, but he's promised that. And that appears to be acting as a magnet in a state where unemployment is the highest in the country. But it's 46%, 20% more than the rest of the country.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.